Sup nerds, I'm Joshua Tulby, and today... Sup nerds, I'm Joshua Tulby, and today we're going to talk about weathering something. Fabric. Last week I shot a video about sort of the techniques I was using to weather the shirt that I'm going to be wearing for my Doctor Doom post-apocalyptic cosplay. Unfortunately, when I started editing that footage yesterday, turns out I hated every second of it. So what I'm going to do today is sort of talk about the steps that I took and the steps I'm going to be taking. So I don't know, we'll figure it out together, you and me. So this is what I've been working with. This is a green shirt that I've had since I was in like high school. Over the years it just kind of became ratty on its own and got paint all over it. I used it for crafting and it's sort of just like lazy around the house sort of days. It's like one of my comfort shirts. But it's the only green shirt I have that I feel comfortable tearing up, and I really don't want to go buy a new one because of my size. It's really hard for me to find shirts, and I really don't want to make a tunic. I kind of want to go for a more realistic thing. So anyway, I'm sticking with this shirt. The first thing that I did to start making this shirt look like it's been exposed to a post-apocalyptic wasteland was I took a pair of scissors and I just started making random haphazard cuts, mostly around seams and hems, but I did also make some cuts on the panels. Once that was accomplished, I took a wire brush. This is used for like removing rust or paint from metal. I think I got this at Harbor Freight for like $1.50. At that point, all I did was take the fabric and take the wire brush and just start going to town. Now, depending on... this is a pretty crappy wire brush. Like, the bristles aren't very strong. There's a lot of bend to them. So, this takes a while, and you have to be careful because, yeah, you will hurt yourself. I cut myself many times. But all you do is you just keep on going over in an area, and eventually, you can see it's starting to rip up that fabric, and you'll start getting holes and... sort of like areas where the threads are starting to be pulled away. There's so much like thread dust in the air right now. Waving around the thing isn't going to help. Especially not at my face. Safety! Oh, cat! What are you doing? Cat. Basically, I did that for the front of the shirt. I'm not too concerned with the back because I'm going to be having a cape. One thing I'm going to be changing, I'm going to be going over the shirt more with the wire brush because I really wasn't happy with the seams, like the hems, so I'm going to be doing a lot more work. I'm also, I think I'm just going to use the wire brush to try to get the remainder of the sleeves off. There's not very much left. I mean, initially, when I first started working on this, I was thinking I was going to keep some sleeve. But I don't know, like, I mean, Doctor Doom traditionally is sleeveless. I'm going to be wearing a long sleeve. I'm going to be wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath it. I really don't want to have too much material because it's going to be hot anyway, so I don't know. But I'm thinking, back to my point, I'm going to be using the wire brush, I think, to just try to remove the rest of the sleeve. I mean, it'll create these really nice ragged edges and a lot of, like, strings, and it'll look really gross, and really that's kind of what I'm shooting for. The other thing I've started doing, I haven't done too much of, is I took a burning piece of wood, and if I can find any pieces, and I started just poking it through the material just to get burns, like maybe like energy blasts or like gunshot wounds or something like that. And I specifically was sort of concentrating on this red paint areas. Years ago, I wore this shirt during a vampire LARP and my character got killed, and somebody like wrote some letters in blood and whatever. I don't want those to be obvious letters since that's the front of the shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot of bullet holes sort of where those letters are, and then I'm going to repaint those areas to make it look like dried blood. So that way it looks a little bit more natural and they won't stand out nearly as bad. Here is a view of the shirt before I started doing the majority of the weathering. And here's the shirt after I did the first pass with the wire brush, and you can see all the holes, the tears, the rips, and it's really starting to look like it's been through the post-apocalyptic wasteland. In the next weathering video, this is just part 1. I don't need to say that, it's in the title. In the next video, I'm going to be using some paint, like I said earlier, to sort of make the effect of dry blood. I also want to put some dust and some other... I was thinking about pit stains. I don't know. That's gross. We'll figure it out when we get there. But part 2, the video that'll probably come out next week, is going to deal with paint. That's it for today, guys. I hope you learned something. If you like this video, share it with your friends. No, that's not what I say. What do I say? As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you got a minute, share this with your friends. Bye, nerds.